How's it going? James here, and in this video I'm going to sit down and tell you about my experience with addiction and recovery. I've been to jail, I've been homeless, I've been to rehab 3 times. I put some links down in the description below. If you're on your phone, you got to hit that drop down arrow. It'll take you down to the description, and I put the links for some books, Alcoholics Anonymous website, check it out, and stick around for a brief summary of my experience with addiction and recovery, and subscribe if you like. I'm going to try to tell more and more about myself. Hopefully it'll help those of you in need looking for help and answers. Good luck to you. Hey, I'm James, and I am an alcoholic. I'm in recovery. I've been sober for 3 years. 3 years ago, on January 18th will be 3 years ago, I had my last drink, and if you're watching this video, you're probably wondering if you or someone you know is an alcoholic. Chances are you or someone you know is an alcoholic, because people who are not alcoholics don't sit around and wonder if they are. Anywho, I'm here to tell you what I know, and you can take it or leave it. Hopefully it helps you out or helps a loved one out. Here's the facts. I spent 20 years of my life, from age 14 to 34, 35 roughly, drinking, using drugs heavily, chronically. I've been to jail, I've been homeless, I've been to rehab 3 times. I have been on the entire scale of all that. I have been in an automobile accident in 2007 that put me in a coma for three months, broke all these ribs, this entire side of my body, coma, had to learn how to walk again, had to learn how to talk again, tracheotomy, lung surgery, the whole 9. Almost died. My mom said that Catholic priest read me my rights. I was off to the wherever we go after this. So if you're wondering, and if you're feeling hopeless, let me tell you my short story, and maybe you can get something out of it. It is my belief that you are of the addicted type your entire life. Addiction is a disease, a disorder of the personality, the spirit, the mind, and eventually the body. And social life. It attacks all fronts of one's life. It affected my life even before I found my drug of choice was alcohol. And before that it was Freihofer's chocolate chip cookies. When I was, 8, 9, 10, I would demolish an entire box, because anything that feels good, I want it all, until I learned otherwise. Once I did learn otherwise, I adjusted accordingly, and it took almost a decade to finally be able to stay away from it. There's a ton of sayings in recovery, one of which is it's easier to stay sober than it is to get sober. This is absolutely true in my experience. It's a progressive illness, and as you drink, the years go by and it gets worse and worse, and your consequences will get worse and worse. You have 3 options if you are of the addicted type: get locked up, get covered up with dirt, or you sober up. Those are your 3 options. Jails, institutions, and death if you stay on the path. And I'm here to tell you these past 3 years have been some of the greatest of my life, the greatest of my life, and my days keep getting better. Long story short, I was a mess. For 2 decades I was a mess. It started out fun. Through my 20s it was fun. In the Navy, early 2000s, I blended in. I blended in and went around the world and wasted all my ports on seeing the world drunk on more than half of them. And parties, friends disappeared, family disappeared. And after a while, the consequences grow. DUIs, hospital visits, everything from falling on my face to wrapping my car around a tree. These are all, they would be embarrassing if I didn't know for a fact that this thing is a disease, and it takes one's dignity, life, spirituality, physicality, health. My family, they didn't trust me when I was drinking. Why should they? Your family won't trust you, your friends won't trust you. As Hunter S. Thompson once said, you can turn your back on a man, but never turn your back on a drug. And that is true. Employment, I've lost countless jobs because I could not stop drinking. And as vulnerable as this is to tell a camera this, the possibility that it may help you make decisions that will take you to a better, fulfilling, healthy life is more important. It is a disease, but it is your responsibility to do something about it if you want to live a healthy life. Around 2011, I took a Greyhound bus from New York, where I lived, all the way down to Fort Lauderdale. My Uncle John and Aunt Nellie were among the only people that had anything to do with me at that point. And Uncle John has had his run. He is sober. He's about 6, 7, he might be 9 years sober now. He had his story, so he was willing to help me out. Tried to use my military benefits to go to the Art Institute of Fort Lauderdale. I ended up, drinking rum out of coconuts in my dorm and getting kicked out of there and getting kicked out of the school. Just like many schools before and many jobs before, these are all dead ends. If you are an addict, you cannot drink, you cannot use, you cannot participate in your addiction, or it will end badly. And if it doesn't end, it's going to be a horrible life. I know functioning alcoholics that, sure, they're alive, sure, they're not in jail, but they are just miserable excuses for human beings, and they will tell you themselves that same thing. This whole glamorization of alcoholism and mad men, they're always drinking and smoking. The reality is much uglier, and it is so ugly and so damn near demonic that you will never forget it, and it will push you to the brink of insanity or death. Check out AA, read the book. All it is a bunch of people with the same interests, a common goal, and that is to better their life through sobering up. And there's a lot of resources in there, and that's where I just kept coming back to get sober. That's where you can begin. You can also begin on the internet, research things like this video. So congratulations on taking a first step and exploring options and stuff. Let me tell you a bit about what I went through. My dad, fortunately, I have a loving father that said, once you're serious about getting sober, come live with me and we'll get you back on your feet. I happened to be $20,000 worth in debt. I was virtually bankrupt. I had exhausted all of my resources. Credit cards were ran up. I had no place to live. I had been homeless for months, and I just was in the worst shape possible. I moved into my dad's house, and for the next few years, I just went to AA, and I worked at Kohl's department store for $8.25 an hour, worked my way out of debt. Once I started getting healthy, and I had a couple relapses, a year would pass, and I'd think I could go out and drink like a normal human being again, and that wouldn't happen. You cannot. I guarantee you, if you are of the alcoholic type. Many have tried for hundreds of years to drink like a normal human being, but this is a disease. It is some sort of complex disorder of the chemistry, of the physiology, of God knows what, but the fact remains, you cannot drink without bad things happening. So the definition of addiction, I think, is continuing a compulsive behavior regardless of negative consequences. And that's exactly what you must be going through if you're watching this. If you just like to hear me talk, God bless you. So do I. Long story short, it took me a while. After my third rehab, I finally said, you know what? I am going to just get a job I may not like, but I'm going to go to work like a normal human being, and I'm going to not drink. And I'm going to work on my independence and my spirituality and my health. And I continued to go to AA meetings, and I continued to go to my new job. It's a factory job that I don't necessarily like. One of the building blocks of recovery. To get out of your own head, you help others. In my case, and in everybody's different personalities, you find different ways to do that. I had to start with plants. Can I keep a plant alive and water it? Can I keep a fish alive and feed it? And then myself, and then my dog, and then I graduated to my sister's niece and nephew, my dad. Now I have my own house. I was homeless a couple years ago. Now I have my own house. I was jobless. Now I have my own job. I've been there for almost 2.5 years. I'm here to tell you that I did it. And I'm here to tell you that thousands of people have done it. However you do it, the highest priority in your life, if you find yourself having negative consequences from drinking and drugging, is get sober, stop using, stop drinking. Once you get healthy, and if you put those things down, you will get healthier by the minute, by the second, by the day. Those turn into years. All kinds of things start building on top of each other. If you continue drinking, if you continue using drugs, you will go downhill, and the bottom of that hill is death, 6 feet under. Alcohol and drugs, they're a beast. If you need help, reach out. Private message me. If you know me, call me, message me, text me. It's a good time to, if ever there's a good time to be an addict, it's a good time. We live in a good time, the 2000s. The understanding of addiction is getting better and better. So in summary, I was the walking dead for a while. I found my way out. If you need help, you know, you're not alone, and nothing changes if nothing changes. So get off your ass and do the damn thing. Thanks, I'll see you next time.